Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Moin. Hello, people of the interwebs. Welcome. As you can see, somehow we're missing a Jerry. I'm guessing he's got bound up at the studio. Maybe he got tethered to a John to make sure that the what's it called, Flames of War army is getting done in time, but that's just my guessing. Hello, Demons Up, Crisp and Red vs. Danley, James Cuts and Orinoco. Yeah, this is 4 years of being a Twitch affiliate, so this makes almost 4.5 years doing this shit. Painting like mad. Yeah, I'm guessing if he's still in the studio, which I'm hoping he's not, but I'm guessing he probably might have come home late and is now very much exhausted, or maybe has just chosen to go to the pub, which is also very fine. Yeah, Redverse, he's still upset about Klopp, but I guess that's not really a reason to be not here, I guess. Maybe. Who knows? But there's always a but, isn't there? So, I got a delivery today, which is funny thing. It's a DVD case with lovely, tasty metal miniatures. That's the latest Kickstarter delivery from Bequest Miniatures. Those were the not Fellowship, but also Fellowship miniatures. Hold on, I might be able to show this off to some degree. Where is it? Kickstarter. Hold on to your horses. Why have I been locked out again? Show me project. Now, let's see if this works. Yep, those are the ones. So those just arrived today. And I got these 4 lovely minis. Let's see, is there some better picture? I don't think there were very good pictures. Well, those are the painted ones. Now to find time and motivation to paint something. Postage. Let me have a look. See, I think it was a rather reasonable amount. And I know where you're getting to, so 8 euros for a 25 euro pledge, which is reasonable shipping. Could have been cheaper, but also could have been way worse. Battletech. Hello, Dutch. Yes, I'm afraid the big hairy Wookiee has somehow failed to meet his painting quota and is now put to painting prison. Yeah, 25. Also, it's more like a third, which is a lot, but at the same time, that's what your almost minimum on insured shipping is. So, and it was clearly stated from the start, and it's a fixed sum, and they didn't go and tell us, yeah, we need more money. Also, the minis came without bases, so but I'm going to use square bases, obviously, because reasons. Yeah, the ratio miniature to postage could be better, but yeah, those are bespoke boutique miniatures, as people say. It's nothing you could just go and find in the shop, other than Battletech, which is going to be a regular product in stores. But let's not talk about that. New Die Hard Miniatures Kickstarter next week. Old school sci-fi minis. Interesting. 120 minis to be painted for mid-June, Mr. Jabba's Cuts. Well, have fun with that. No Dutchie, no lemonade. A proper celebratory drink for 4 years being Twitchy. So, as it happens to be, there's a thread on the OTT forums currently, which started as a why isn't there any more TT Combat drop zone question mark stuff on the site in the news, and the thread somehow derailed. Drop Fleet Commander and Drop Zone Commander, and it ended up today with Ben chiming in saying, yeah, there's a lot of news and only me doing news, which is fair. Yeah, and it's not so much as so far to be derailed, but it was an interesting discussion, and I feel for us as users, it's very easy to say you need to do more. When you try to keep looking at how things are actually made, it's not easy. And come to speak of, there's one thing I'm really looking forward to, and that is, hold on, this is going to go horribly wrong. You lot remember these? Ground of Command Hero Hammer magazines? Yeah. I still haven't read them all. And I'd really like some more, please. But then again, making these takes time and effort. James, on Discord there actually was something similar. I think it was called the Fire Hose channel. But then again, that's just... it's not the same. And as I stated in the forum, if OTT had gotten their volunteers stuff ready by now, people could just dunk in articles. I mean, it's a WordPress site. You can really easily add users with writing rights to a degree. Just someone needs to do it. Yeah, that's the point, Ali. You would have need somebody to at least skim over the text for the most egregious errors to be caught. But then again, if you are selecting a few volunteers where you can actually say, yeah, they do know what they are talking about, or at least they know how to talk about stuff. Yeah, I'm pretty much with you, Dan Lee. Most people somehow have lost the ability to express themselves in a written manner. It's like attention spans are going down all the time, and it's just reacting. Nobody's actually, what do you call, researching stuff, looking a step behind the news headline. And everybody gets distracted by the shiny, which is a whole different animal, to be fair. So basically what I want to do at this point in time, I really want to say thank you to everybody who's doing stuff out there that isn't catering to the 30-second attention span people. Even though I really need to admit to myself and everybody else that I can't. I really have a hard time reading stuff online for too long. Even I get distracted very easily. Oh, James, if you would say that in Jerry's presence, I think he would say something like, I've got to cut you. Those DIY hack YouTube shorts are the most egregious thing I've ever seen. Those are so... You never get a reason why they're doing it. They never give you a proper solution to anything. They just do weird stuff. Oh, Danny, that's actually heartbreaking. I mean, I know I didn't do much research in my time in school because I was a lazy bastard, but... I want to see Jerry take an angle grinder to cut the head of a goblin, sculpt it into a ratkin head, and then attach it to a ratkin. Evoke, that much compression isn't possible. That's really not possible. But then again, it might be a what do you call it? A challenge. Grab one of those challenging train discussions he did and make a short of it. I'm not sure that would help much that if Lloyd had his own YouTube channel. Basically because I'm not sure he's creating content, he just likes to talk about stuff. Maybe his would be more like actually putting up a setup in his shed and then go live streaming. I think that would be more his style. But then again, all those cameras going from left to right would be very hard on. Endless streams of photos of trains, yeah, and all his plans on what he's going to do and where he's going to do it, and he potentially could, but I'm guessing he has enough on his plate as well, as it feels like most of the people on OTT have for most of the time. So, is there any news outlet, creator, whatsoever you lot feel need to be thanked for more often? Because I feel in current times we take this internet for way too a given fact. Getting things for free as a right, which isn't really a thing. Currently, all this social media stuff is such a big shift. It's just trying to look at from the outside is just fascinating. I recently stopped using Instagram. I barely touch Facebook anymore, and most things I use for getting hobby stuff is YouTube, OTT, and one or two other sites. Yeah, that's a fair point. If you had to pay for everything you watch, nobody could afford that. But at the same time, you don't need to pay for everything, as long as you feel that one or two creators actually deserve your monies. And even if it's just a rotating subscription. I mean, for example, if you've got Amazon Prime and you've got a Twitch account, you've got €5 to spend every month on any given random Twitch user that has affiliate status. So you're not really losing money at that point. You're just decreasing Jeff Bezos' money by a tiny portion. Yeah, Demon Sub, I've heard that Snarling Badger Games, Uncle Adam is going to announce a new game, though none of his games have really caught me. Maybe it's just a quiet taste of what he and what's his face, his colleague at Snarling Badger Studios. But it's a different type of games. Hello Zork. Yes, Jerry is not here, not really missing in action as D-Day is upon him. Vince Venturello, thank you, Evokapa. D-Day is upon him and he needs to paint stuff. And I think he really wants to get things done, otherwise Lloyd might be talking down to him. Mr. Demon Sub, you are pulling somebody's leg. I think you'll find Half Tilt has been done already. Also, welcome Jill. So there's actually nobody you feel you need to have a shout out to be seen more. I currently really am annoyed that the only day I can enjoy a game of Battletech is the same day I could be enjoying Yellow Belly Tabletop. So the only reason why Mr. Cookie Cutter and Paul are not getting pestered by me is because I'm having fun playing Battletech. James, any news outlet, gaming related content creator, whoever you think needs to be thanked for putting in all the work to make our hobby life more interesting. That could be a sculptor, could be a rules writer, could be even a shop that's going over anything you would expect from something. Plastic Crack Podcast. Is that an audio-only podcast or is that available on YouTube as well? Amos Paints, yeah, Dave is a legend in his own right, especially his way of toying with the Games Workshop community. Let me see. Oh, it seems to be a long-running podcast. 150 videos. Well, that's one. Boots on the Table with Dom. I'm guessing that's the one. Where's the... Can I show you this? That's the one I'm guessing. A face page. They're not actually... hold on, who did the Kickstarter? Is this just weirdly happening for two different companies, or is somebody messing with my with my head. Let's see. Half-tilt. Troll trader. TT Combat. Why is another company doing the same game again? I don't get it. That's weird. Miscast. Yeah, I've have seen stuff from him mentioned on other podcasts multiple times, and I've looked at one or two of his videos. I think he goes in the category acquired taste. Because you really need to be in the right mindset to watch his videos, I feel. Hello Meldroth, welcome. Yeah, Miscast is a bit of an artisty stuff. It's more freaky. Especially his weird constructions of recasting pseudo remade images. I'm guessing that's an episode where you had been a guest. Season 4, episode 45, The Jolly One. Yeah, I'm going to put that on my watch later. 2 hours! People are doing 2-hour podcasts? That's insanity. Bobby Fingers. That name does not ring a bell. Is that a YouTuber, Mr. Dutch? Also, I'm not Googling stuff. I think for some odd reason there are videos from him that I've seen a year ago. Maybe that was something Jerry just told me at some time. I don't know. Doesn't look familiar. No, not a specialist uniform site. Yeah, Ornuko, I heard about shackles and screws, but I don't think that's worth talking about, is it? Yeah, Jugs, but with a double G. Welcome to the Jugs. It's an insane podcast of Axe Games Workshops. I'm not sure Panzer is still doing stuff on his channel. Bill Make Stuff, also a very good suggestion there. With all those creatives using random crap, I'm almost always baffled on how actual creative processes work in some people's mind. Because I can see some pieces going to be part of a model, but most of the time I fail to see most shapes that people are actually putting in these things. Respects to Jerry's channel. Press F for Jerry's channel. Colin Furs, I think that's pushing it a bit hard because he is not really hobby related, is he? Boiler Hobby Time. Never heard of those. Let me see. Copy pasta. No, haven't seen that one before, but those look fucking enormous. Oh, there's a German channel some of you might be aware of. It's Laser Creation World. Napoleonic Wargaming. Another Tim from a different club. Some people are just way too talented. Oh, and speaking about talented people, you know who's gone dark again? Mel. Mel, the terrain teacher. Just as I thought, he's now coming around the curve and just concentrating on his life stuff. Gone again. Haven't seen him for weeks. If you out there know anything about Mel, please let us know. I'm not sure at what point Mel lost his track. I feel like, and this is going to sound horrible, but I feel like after the success of his book, somehow everything took a dive. And I don't know why, because I don't know him, but... I mean, he had the success of the book, and then there's the separation from his wife, and... well... Von Ketteringham, man with a camera. That's an interesting username. Let's see, can I... it looks way too classically for me. Oh, maybe give that a look later on. Basement 9008. Minisodes and Miniscape, both 40k second edition hobby channels. I just love channels who sink their teeth into one singular game at one singular point in time and just say, this is ours, we do this. It's really cool. Oh, and speaking of games that are cool, I'm pretty sure you all are aware of the Bot War 3rd edition coming around to town shortly. Still debating with myself if I should join the pre-order of 3rd edition or not. Yeah. A song at the end based on what's been painting. Oh, don't think I want that. Nick Games. Oh. What's the other one I was watching recently? Oh, bloody hell. My name. Yeah, Malroth, but you would need to put your Transformers on bases. To make them playable. But then again, I'm guessing there will be plenty enough of cards to use as bot war. Figure stands could potentially work. I don't know if the diameter of the bases has any value in 3rd edition. I guess it will be. If Ramli would be here, he could tell us. James, I don't know. Currently, Battletech is now, at least what concerns me directly, is done and dusted. I'm just waiting my order to get in. And if I were to jump in with the pre-order, it wouldn't be like last time through my friendly local, not so local game store, but directly from Anthony's website. Dave, I guess that could be either because your project's pictures are too big, or somebody has starved the hamsters again. For the last few days, OTT was running smoothly, and just today I noticed it's getting worse again. Yeah, Cloudflare is a pest on its own. I'm really hoping that they found the culprit, which is making the SQL go all buoy. Dave, don't underestimate the weird fetishes of some people. Somebody might actually want to read all that text you wrote. Yeah, Waypan could be blamed, but then again, it's just one sitting duck. That reminds me, I'm not sure if that was last night or the night before. Let me see if I can find it again. I'm pretty sure I left it somewhere. Hold on. Hold your horses. There was a very interesting topic over at OTT. Did I save it? I think I forgot. Oh, that's terrible. Didn't I save the screenshot? Bollocks. Well, technically, there had been a an entry into the project, into the site that was about Spanish BDSM in the middle of the night over at OTT, and I had a giggly laugh. Let's see if I can still the. Where is it? No, you're not wanted. Go away. I'm not sure I'm still having that. Now what's happening here? No, nope. Sadly, not here anymore. Somehow went away. Yeah, also there was a bot invasion on the Crown of Command Discord. I was getting notifications and I was wondering why there would be anything. There's a good topic. UK Games Expo and Cult of Games. Oh, so you're going to just put a siege to the OTT truck. No, James Crispin wouldn't be doing that with a bot. He would be just screaming from the top of his lungs about stuff. Yeah, taco holder, double taco holder, fisticuffs, butt plug with a cross. Well, Crispin, bots are designed to serve your needs, so they will be what you want them to be. And just like that, he's back. What a time to be alive. You just mention anal sex bots once and Crispin just appears out of nowhere. Potentially he has been lurking in the background just waiting for us to say bad things. Oh, don't get me started on ChatGPT with anything. I just got very much annoyed about the fact that Microsoft is now starting to sell things with integrated hardware AI, which is basically just being even more invasive and spying on you. It's just James, thank you for gifting all those subs to Demon Sub and Jill. I was just about to look up if there's any interesting facts about that weird halfling thing. Why isn't there? I hate FacePage. I hate the internet so much. Oh, there's the one. Okay. So James allegedly Joseph wasn't aware about half tilt by TT Combat, so it may be just a common theme, but not a common game mechanic. It's an anniversary of kinds, yeah. Is it really something? I don't know. Maybe when we come to 5 years. Oh, Meldroth. I feel Microsoft has been doing weird and unruly things for years now. For example, just look at how they try to shove Internet Explorer into everybody's faces, and until they got told off by the courts not to do so. 5 years is only a year more to go. And coincidentally, in that same year, when this will be my 5th year as affiliate, if I stay online long enough, I'm going to be turning 50. Fuck. A-Tap, maybe Demon's Up. Not promising anything on the hot side. "50 years hot tub." That's going to make a wrinkly person out of me. Tartan slip is not, but I might be tempted or persuaded to buy myself a kilt. Just for shits and giggles. Though I'm not going to ride my bicycle while wearing a kilt. And a bubble pipe. Yes. Though I've never been a smoker, so I would be probably doing it all wrong. Blowing in the wrong side of it and then just making a mess out of everything. Well, it's hard to find proper good-looking props these days. I've tried to get myself a pipe of sorts for weird video reasons, and really didn't get anywhere. So, since I'm just sitting here on my lazy butt talking shite, I hope you out there are doing hobby, at least some of you. Tell us, what are you doing? Are you painting? Are you removing mold lines, priming and building? Or are you just sitting here having a brew and having a laugh with your fellows in chat? Dark Dandigan is painting the ghoul. The ghoul from the Fallout faction, or what is it? Red versus painting Bushido models. Demon Sub, same. Tobacco is a really weird smell, but pipe tobacco for some odd reason has a very sweet scent to it. Chilled is painting more Fiegels. James was trying to edit a video. Well, trying to edit a video while watching another one streaming is at hardcore. Danley is on a business trip in a hotel room watching on phone. Ooh. Oh, Dark Dandigan, that. How is the model actually? Is the sculpting crisp and nice like the renders are showing, or is there something left to be desired? Orinoco is trying to see where the mold lines are on an Archon model. Taurus has done things and is completing projects. I'm sure you're lying, mister. Demon Sub has been painting an Alien Harvest. All evening is now relaxing. Welcome, Nightwolf 2040, painting a black tree orc. What the heck is a black tree orc? I know a black orc and I know trees. Never heard of the combination. Oh, so crisp. That's in... Well, then I think I need to see when those arrive at the not-so-local game store where I can acquire them. Because I do like the sculpts, they're interesting. Oh, black tree miniatures. I think I heard about those. Those are those ones and zeros, aren't they? Or are they not? Why, Google Foos terribly tonight. Oh, they look very... 3-year delivery wait. Yes, oh god. Let's see, orcs and goblins. Oh, those look proper old school. I'm not sure if this is going to show up. Sadly, pictures can't be imbiculated. Those look proper nice. Have fun painting those, and maybe do a project on OTT so that we can all see your pictures. Oh, James, the Fallout starter is actually nice. I would pick up mine and open it, but I'm not sure where I buried it. Is it? Bloody hell. Oh, there it is. Oh. That's the board. There it is. People tell me. My box. Haven't opened this since I painted them. And James, be aware there's a Fantasy Flight amount of tokens. Just be aware of that. Weird ruler thingy-majigs for movement. And would you look at that? Painted models. Not to the best standard, I must admit, but then again, done is better than not done, is it? I need to find time to play this game. I need to find time to learn the rules to play this game. Which is a recurring theme in my life, I feel. Oh, and if anybody hasn't seen my forum entry on Frostgrave, feel free to comment on my question about how to best start 2 factions for Frostgrave for a introductory game that isn't overkill. Oh, yeah, that would be interesting, though. Somehow I feel we won't be seeing boot camps for a long time. Not because people don't want them, but boot camps take a lot of time and preparation, and I don't think that's a thing. Yes, Dutch, run bases because they're sculpted onto the miniatures. They just come that way. Yeah, Demon Sub, if it were only for myself, I'd do that, but since I try to teach myself the game in conjunction with teaching somebody else the game at the same time, there should be something balanced, low effort, low bar of entry. Bring back the boot camps, yeah. I wonder if that will be something once Business Daddy has finished doing his new building. I really would like to have them back. Those were fun to watch, even from the outside. A Rome boot camp, and Lloyd's running around making everybody build Rome. Well, to be fair, that way Rome could be built in a day. You just would have to make sure that somebody is collecting stuff and putting it in Jerry's hands. Yeah, James, a few weeks ago, Business Daddy had posted something along those lines, new building across town or something. So I'm not sure if that directly affects OTT or if that's just Business Daddy. I think it's just Wayland. Waland! It was on Face page a few weeks ago. Warren said it didn't affect Nerd. A boot camp in Lloyd's shed. Oh god. Maybe we can all make. I know. We all do a tiny miniature version of ourselves and we send them in to Lloyd's private home address, and then he has to set them up in his shed, and we have a micro boot camp on his train set. Oh, Taurus. Stop it. $50,000 square feet warehouses. Well, why would you need so many feet? I'm totally fine with my two. Will feature a communal space for the local gaming community to meet and play their favorite games. Yeah, but is Wayland in the same town or as OTT? I don't think so. It is. Lloyd's shed would be the black hole of Calcutta boot camp. See, they're on the mainland, so that's probably why it only affects the OTT space indirectly. Though I don't know if OTT store is actually going to be defunct, if that will also cause the shop to be defunct. Warlord have a communal space, but it's 2 tables worth. To be fair, it's real estate that costs money. I would be happy for any game store here locally having 2 tables worth of gaming space. Currently, there's 0. At least tables for miniature stuff. There are some tables for Magic the Gathering and other card games, but nothing that was here before. Excuse you. Is that why Bolt Action Rangers are so short? Oh, and speaking of ranges and short minis, I'm pretty sure I'm the only one, but I'm still confused about the Epic Caesar stuff. I'm still not any way smarter on how that actually works. I'm sure Jerry did an awesome job of explaining it, and there must be some kind of translation matrix error in my head, but I just can't figure out how that's working. Nick, welcome to the show. Maybe I'm just having some kind of mental blockage on understanding how rows and sub miniatures work on a unit. Heroic 10 millimeters. Hello, John Kira. This channel is usually about talking about other people's painted miniatures, but today, as I'm lacking my co-host, we are just waffling about topics on wargaming. Yes, Deepersub, that's the one. See, James, therein lies the problem. You're trying to explain to me a rule set with a different rule set, which I also don't know anything about. So we're back to square zero. Well, the main thing I have failed to understand is at the descriptive picture from the box. There's two stripes of miniatures side by side, and that's not a uh, a unit, but just part of a unit, and you need to have six by side. I'm feeling this is just because I'm maybe just failing to grasp basic definitions of words and units within a certain type of game because I've never played rank and file. So I'm totally lost on that. Hello, Paul. Don't tell me, loser. I'm seeing you on Skype, you wanker. You let me down last time Jerry wasn't here. I had a life, Mr. Paul. I was doing different things. I'm guessing the whole rule situation is yeah, I just was going to say that, James. This is probably something you need someone speaking your mother's tongue fluently, and then have it in person, and maybe some miniatures and stuff to actually show and tell stuff. I see that's why she's your wife. He has an acquired taste. No hard feelings, Mr. Paul. Also, this Tuesday, Thursday, I'm not playing BattleTech. I'm going to be at your channel, and I'm going to nag you. Prepare your anus. James, but that then would mean that Lloyd could play a condensed version on a smaller table by just using one base and saying that's a unit when you're going smaller scale for a table. Then I have no clue what the discussion was about between him and Jerry. There must have been some kind of misunderstanding. Cheers, you lot. But speaking of, Paul, where's Mr. Cookie Cutter? Is he still with his scrambly eggs? And why are you here, not playing at the club? And also, since you haven't been here earlier, if there's any content creator out there you would like to have a shout out, just point it out in chat. We have been waffling about different peoples already. Yeah, but if club is Monday, why isn't he here on Tuesday on a regular basis? Just saying. We need to make numbers go up. And no, I don't think that a hot obsession would be holding it. Oh, the missus is going to bed early. Well, in that case, I'm not pestering you to call in on Skype to be talking bollocks because shh, don't disturb the missus. So are you at least doing hobby right now? Are you painting stuff, Paul? Orinoco, if I would be very much surprised if Mr. Cookie Cutter is painting Assassin's Creed anymore. I think we've soiled that enough. I think he's more into fixing his car. A German and an angry Jerry with football Tourette is a great TV. Well, you do you, son. You do you. Frostgrave Barbarians. Alright. Here's the thing. I really, really crave some miniatures building like with the Frostgrave miniatures and all what's in there. I really don't need any more. Cookie is on a DIY drive at the minute. He bought a new house a few months ago and still looks like a tip. Well, to be fair, if I would have bought a house that I could afford, it would also be looking very naff. £125 on Saga. Jeebus! How did you manage to carry that around? And what did the missus say? Gwa. Gwa would be a excellent midget choice. But maybe somebody call up 7TV that makes some Gwa miniatures. Gwa is nice, but it's pricey. For some odd reason, every time I look at my dealer for some other modular kits like the Oathmark Orcs, they're always sold out. Why is that? Don't they make enough of them? Are they so sought after? Let's see. I'm pretty sure if I now look at them, they'll probably be in stock, and I'm going to be very much tempted to buy them. Oh, bloody hell. Oathmark. Of course now they're available. Bloody hell. But the Scullybobs still aren't. Oh, I don't even need international shipping because they're readily available most of the times if stock hasn't been depleted. Revenant infantry. I really don't need those. But somehow I want them. But I don't really need them. That's so horrible. Let's see. Only available. Dwarf, elf, goblin, orc. No scallypops. I'm not going to on a shopping spree right now. Yeah, the price to miniature ratio for the North Star stuff is just great. You get a lot of stuff for whatever you're getting. North Star's throwing packages with small sail attached off Tilbury Dock. Well, I think scallybobs with snap limbs still work, because, let's face it, skeletons digging themselves out of the ground could well still be going kaput. Orinoco, don't pour salt into that wound. It's going to take me some time to get through all that plastic crap. Oh, and for everybody who had been here 2 weeks ago while we were building Bloody Bowl, this is how they look now. Let's see. No, doesn't work. Fucker. Do you lot actually know how much plastic / metal / resin miniatures you still have in stock and need to paint? Or do you all, like me, just close your eyes and hope for the best? That you're not getting swamped with stuff. Supermarket crates. Of course somebody has to have a spreadsheet. For fuck's sake. I'm pretty hopeful that it's not in the thousands, but it's, yeah, a number for sure. Dave also closes his eyes. Top. They're in a chest of drawers with a lock I've lost the key for. That's 3 spreadsheets. You lot are way too organized. Oh god. Can't take this. Please hold the lion. There's got to be said. There's something to be said about small thermos packages. Well, those robots don't need to be painted and assembled, do they? Does that answer your question, Mr. Chandler Scutts? Yeah, if you buy yourself boxes and you don't open them and even look at them, what's the point of having them? Oh, Redverse, I get why you would be looking like you're working while you're doing hobby stuff, but for me, I need my stuff to be next to me to actually start doing a collection of sorts. And then I wouldn't know where to start. Do I only put in things that I own that are unpainted? Do I put in bits? I feel I missed the boat on my personal hobby journey by about 5 years. Had I been into the hobby 5 years earlier, I might have just gone full hog on Epic 40k and Battlefleet Gothic, and be still playing that and be happy. Oh, speaking of selling stuff at retail suggested prices, some people must really be mad because there's somebody selling again Gorka Marker transfers, and we're talking about 4 or 5 sheets of transfers from the Gorka Marker kit for 40 bloody euros. Why? James spends his day job replacing spreadsheets and getting people to stop using them. Well, how do people use to organize themselves then, James? Do you just use some kind of wibbly wobbly time stuff? Paper and pencil? Yeah, Taurus probably. And the weird thing is, the same seller sells again and again the same metal miniatures also for 40 euros. I'm not sure if he ever sold it, or if he just tries to get somebody to buy it from him for that amount of money. I mean, I get it when some things are collectible, but the second you look at the other marketplaces for the same model, you get it for a fiver. I'm not sure if that's a thing, James. I could be just taking a quick peek into my eBay search that always sends me those loving lists. Let's see. No, it's somebody else. But then again, it's just why? Good night, Demons Up. Thanks for being here. See you next week. Taurus, that actually sounds like horrible working conditions. Training 2 weeks for debt reorganization and collecting for VAT. Oh. And anytime taxes are involved, things are getting really... Ugh. $280 for... What is that? 12 miniatures? God. Well, can't blame him for trying. The worst part of it all is when people start paying those prices. Let's show the people at home. That's the one. Just or with PayPal credit. Like, why? Why would you take up a loan for plastic miniatures? Yeah, it's just... Collectors are a weird bunch. And I'm not excluding myself here, to be quite frank, because I have paid more than I would have liked initially for 1 or 2 books in the Shadowrun series just to have a complete set. But that was more a, I know they're not worth that much general, but I just need those 2 issues to have a complete collection, so I just closed my eyes and hit buy. Because they are actually hard to get by. And I'm pretty sure everyone out there of you all have 1 or 2 items in your collection where you're pretty sure know that you have paid way too much for it. But that's just a hobby. And don't tell me you don't have anything you've overpaid for by a large amount of money. Like John and his clan invasion. Or was it just a core set? I think it was just a core set. Oh, collectible card games are a money sink. all Games Workshop players are now hiding. Well, let's face it. If you're deciding to play on a game system and you're sticking within that ecosystem, that's not really... I'm hard pressed to blame them. I mean, collectibles are in themselves a weird thing. Just because you acquire a thing just to have it and to feel it, but at the same time you barely get any use out of it. Ah, a Fatal Cars miniature for 190 pounds. Fucking hell. Why? I mean, as long as the stuff you're spending money on gives you joy and isn't depriving you of funds for essentials, it's the same correct way to spend money as you do on tobacco and everything else. Oh, Magic the Gathering for over 30 years, so I'm guessing the pile of dead trees in small card-shaped forms is a bit bigger? Yes, Taurus, that counts. Yeah, that's a lot of cards. To be fair, if you're keeping that collection as complete as is, that's actually an investment by now. So if you ever are going to sell that off, I'm guessing you're getting quite a bit of coin. Well, Zorg, I don't think you're right there completely, because Magic the Gathering cards are just paper, so put them in the... Make your casket out of Magic the Gathering cards and just burn them up. Cards for extra compost. See, that's what I meant. Or if you're like a fire funeral, just burn them alongside. Same as Jerry will be doing with his metal miniatures. We will be having a great dome of metal miniatures where Jerry once will be buried. Oh, Magic the Gathering as a family heirloom. That's actually a interesting thought. You remember that fake picture of somebody using a Black Lotus cut out on some kind of POC? And people actually went mad about that. Yes, Dave, exactly. When Jerry dies, Fugu will make the biggest Brock of all time of resin, and then he'll have his Brock burial. See, what was that? That's the thing with collecting. If you collect just to have them, you don't need to have somebody to play with you. If you want to play, if you want to collect things to actually play with people, then that's another thing. Ooh. We've got 5 more months until October. For some odd reason, I feel the urge to make a cemetery with dedicated graves, tombstones, and monuments for various cast of the crew and members of the forums. I didn't know you needed a 3D printer for Magic the Gathering. I always thought that was just paper. But then again, I never was into Magic, so could be anything. Oh, those weird ones and zeros. Oh, deck boxes and accessories. Yeah, that feels right. Though, deck boxes, aren't they so readily available that actually buying them would be cheaper? Or do you do some intricate design works on them? Custom boxes, yeah. thought of that. Well, the only card boxes I have are somewhere deep down below in the depths of my shelf behind me for ample amounts of cards for X-Wing. I wouldn't know where to fit anything else. Paul, what is your most weird and unknown card game you have collected? Is there anything we should be aware of that has just flown under our radar? Tomb Raider, at least the IP does tell me something. Spellfire, I never heard of. UFS? That sounds like a file system for some weird Debian Linux distro. Buffy the Vampire Slayer collectible cards. Well, the only collectible cards I have besides the Fantasy Flight living card game was the widescreen collectible cards. Not even a game. Where did I leave those? Come to think of it, I don't know where they went. I must find them. Not now, but sometimes in the future. Those were really, really expensive. Card games seem to have been a weird thing in the 90s and early 2000s. Oh, excuse me. The day has been long, and night was short. Soul Calibur. Oh god, that's bringing back memories. James, if you need to add a soundtrack, just use I don't know. What's his face? Oh, bloody hell. Hold on a sec. Kevin MacLeod. Everybody uses and loves Kevin MacLeod. You're putting in way too much work. Well, at least you're doing much more work into your videos than I do, because I usually... I'm just stuffing stuff in and then just hope for the best. And sometimes it works. This place is way too unorganized. I feel that at some point there must be a video ring of every UK-based creator ever at some event, just one filming the other unintentionally. I started to keep a lookout on other people's videos on events to see which creator I can spot. And the most saddest thing is all those wankers are just staying within their own bubble there. Never inviting us over. One day we'll be there. Maybe. And maybe sometime in the far, far future I'll be over at some event. Probably not. But here's hoping. I might win the lottery if I ever choose to play. So, UK Games Expo. Who's going? I know OTT will be there, so that's a given, but who of the audience is going to be there? Duh, obviously. Yeah, Paul. Rub it in. James might be there on Friday. Dark Danigan will be there on Friday. Having friends and beer. Oh, that's a weird concept. That will never catch on. So, I'm really looking forward to that small siege you're going to lay to the stand, James, with Panzer. I'm just imagining now Warren and Jerry being in the glass cabinet talking about videos, and in the background there's a crew of assorted old men yelling OTT, OTT. There should be some kind of t-shirt saying, I went to UKG and all I got was this t-shirt and a hug from a Wookiee. Maybe we could organize some body cams from the local authorities to just have people running around with cameras on their chest. Rome wasn't built, Lloyd. Oh yeah, do that. Do a demonstration, a protest in front of the live stream, and everybody's waving banners saying, Lloyd built Rome, Rome. And ding the dong. Come on, you know you want to do it. See, that's one point what I really envy about the UK and Ireland audience members of OTT. You actually can go there just by having a trip. What do we want? Rome! When do we want it? As soon as Lloyd's shed's dry. A Gang of Rome style riot. Oh yes, please. All OTT members just appearing in Roman time correct dresses and just going, Romans that go the house. Oh god. Jerry would be dying laughing and Warren would be so confused. Yeah, the half-life of plutonium still less than the drying time of Lloyd's concrete. Especially if Jerry keeps sneaking in there at nights, pouring on more PVA. Oh, Joe, I'm not saying that's affordable to anybody, but it's more affordable for you than for myself. I'm not sure how much your hobby month budget is, but I think it would be quite a number on me. Spray paint Romani und Domus Mon to the booth video. Yes, hobby budgets, it's a thing that happens to all sensible gamers. Oh, Nightwolf, you say that. Actually, somebody, I'm not sure who did it. Somebody actually did the numbers and said, yeah, it's cheaper to fly cross country and then take a small trip by rent a car. Which is mental. Agile, both. Sensible and the ones on the poverty line. And I can speak for latter, for the most part. Yeah, but Berlin has no UK Games Expo, James, so why would you fly to Berlin? At the end of the day, the English word disposable income is very much what defines our hobby budget. It's income you can get rid of without affecting anything on your life, so... I don't know, Paul. I've been to Berlin, I've been to London. I'd rather be in neither place. Seriously, both huge, humongous cities, and no, it's not just for me. Oh, Dave, that's easy. We have separate accounts. The one really redeeming factor for Berlin is they make the best doner kebabs. Without any debate. Venice is drier than Lloyd's shed. Good night, Jaros. Have a good one. Thanks for being here. I mean, I've been to Berlin multiple times. I've been to London at least 3 times. London is so far away in terms of space and time to myself. I think it's 30 years ago that I was there last time. I do remember a Virgin Megastore. Anybody remembers Virgin Megastores? Oops. Cinemas, yeah. Lovely cinemas. And I think the first time I went to London, we went into an arcade, and they still had BattleTech battle ports sitting there. And had I only had a bit more money on my hand back then, I think I would have sitting in one of those, but no. Not happening. No battle ports for me, sadly. In Glasgow, they had Virgin Megastores in Glasgow. I do remember the Disney store and what the hell was the street called? A very tiny street, very artsy. And I looked at some of those trinkets they sold and prices they called, and I quickly left. Could have been Soho. I'm not sure. Again, it's 30 plus years ago. A mega store, Mr. Paul. Not a virgin as you might think. Though, there's always male virgins. So, nah. See, I knew you would understand it. Oh god. The current situation of the pesky mosquitoes is actually worsening by the day. It's way too hot. That's a contradiction in itself. Great Bavarian restaurants can't be great because they're a Bavarian restaurant. They may have great beer houses, but restaurants... Trust me, in Glasgow it's great. Well, I've no way of proving you wrong, so I'm just having to go by your word. And since you're an honorable man, Mr. Paul, I hope you're not lying. Schools in India had to finish early for the summer because temperatures are going to hit 47 degrees. Fucking hell. Yeah, but there's nothing like climate change, no. Deep fried pizzas or Mars bars? Who in his right mind ever thought it would be a grand idea to take a Mars bar and deep fry it? I really can't. No, seriously. Why? Why would you do that? It's like this the same people who are pouring cherry juice into beer. Oh god, here we go again. Something that, by the sheer thought of it, starts clogging my veins. It's not going to enter my body. Using hops to make beer was an accident. And it was a happy little accident. And the wheel was invented to make big things go one way that you can't otherwise not make that go that way. Oh, gee, we actually have a term for that in Germany. It's called sozialverträgliches Frühableben. Socially, how do you phrase it? Basically, die before you're starting to make a hit on any pension funds. Initially, I planned to get to 126 to have it made to one. To get to 2101, but I don't think I will make that. By the current state of things, I'll be happy to make it to 75. But I'm guessing the world will be burning way before then. That's a happy note, isn't it? Maybe I shouldn't be painting my miniatures, so I'll be alive eternal. No, I don't think so. He's annoyed. If I think didn't he just get engaged? So I'm guessing that's all grand. The world will end someday in one way or another. But I highly doubt that any human being will be around to witness. Unless we do it ourselves, of course, then we'll be around. Maybe somebody will be inventing a black hole. Trying to get fusion to work and then just whoopsie. Yep, Dave, that sums it up. When, not if. Let's face it, we're all a bunch of terribly depressed bastards. But we still find joy in painting small, tiny plastic peoples. And that's good enough. Even if those plastic peoples are made of metal or resin. Oh, don't correct me on my own podcast, Mr. Jambus Cuts. Joy in owning the minis, imagining painting them, and actually applying paint is a myth. We need a chatty subject to add on. What could be a chatty subject? I think the most I can offer you today is we made it to the 2-hour mark without being too depressing, still having happy thoughts about painting the stuff we own, buying more stuff we want, and planning for future events to happen. And we will eventually see Lloyd building Rome. Heed my words. Lloyd will be building Rome. or Jerry will be very annoyed. Well, that could be a depressing thought. And I hope for next week I'll be getting Mr. Jerry back, and potentially on a different platform than Skype, because Skype is actually getting worse by each week. It's... Nah, the world will never end. Dave, have a good night. I'll be back next week, I can tell you that much. And I'm looking forward to UK Games Expo coverage by OTT. And I think that's a good one. Let me take a quick look at my playlist. Yep. Yes,